All right, everyone, we are going to go to the next lesson in Chapter 3. It is called 3.3, Writing Functions. Please download that and put it into Notability. 3.3, Writing Functions. Short unit in Chapter 3. So, it's only 2 lessons. In the last lesson, we learned all about domain and range of functions, and now we're going to actually write functions in what is called function notation. All right, you may have seen, hopefully you've already seen something that looks like this, f with a parentheses x. That is called function notation. All right, it's not f times x, it's f next to an x in parentheses, which it's really just a way of writing an equation. It's called function notation. All right. So a lot of people think, oh, something that you have to distribute because f is next to a set of parentheses. So you say, oh, you distribute that, right? It's f times x. No, that's not true. It's just a way of naming. Just a way of naming. It's just a way of writing. And for all intents and purposes, basically the y variable is the same as f of x. It's pronounced f of x. F of x. So whenever you see this f parentheses x, or f of x, in other words, all that really represents is the y variable. That's all it is. These are basically synonyms for one another. F of x is the more official way of writing it. All right, yeah, it says it up here. It's read f of x. Okay. They're really the same thing, though, y and f of x. So basically, write the equation in function notation. All you do is write, instead of writing y, you write f of x equals 3x plus 1. That's all. This one, we're going to have to add 4x over here first. And then we get y equals 6x plus 3. Which then function notation is f of x equals 6x plus 3. That's all it is. Okay, that's all that f parentheses x means. It's just a replacement. You could just basically substitute in for y. All right. Think of a function as like a vending machine. I know that I used this analogy in the previous video. You input your money, you select which item in the vending machine you want by you type in that little code, right? Like A5, and that'll give you like a package of cookies or chips, or like D7, and that'll give you a Snapple or a drink or whatever. And then you get your output, right? So the code that you type in is like the function. Okay, your x variable is the input, that's the money, and then your output is the food. Okay, your food or drink. Your input is the money. The code you type is the function. Okay? So it says evaluate the function. So here's our function. F of x equals 3x plus 2. That means take whatever x value you have, multiply it by 3, and then add 2. So basically just plug in. 3 times 7 plus 2. That's all. Which is 21 plus 2, which is 23. This one is x equals negative 4, so basically you're just going to plug in negative 4 wherever you see the x. So negative 12 plus 2 is going to be negative 10. And what you should also do is you should write the function notation. You should write whatever the x value that you plugged in. Instead of f of x, you write f of negative 4. So that'll tell the reader that, okay, we took the f function and plugged in negative 4 and got out a negative 10. That's all. That's what this is saying. We input negative 4 and we output negative 10. That's what that means. I should have done that over here as well. So f of 7 equals 23. Okay? So that's like your final answer right there. All right, we'll stop this video now and we'll pick it up in part 2.